If you're hearing this, it's already too late. Welcome to Whispers After Midnight. If you enjoy true, dark, and disturbing stories, hit like, subscribe, and don't forget to comment. Now listen carefully, because this one gets worse. I wasn't even looking for anything illegal. I just clicked a link someone posted. It opened a live stream. No title, no description, just a camera pointed at a house. At first I thought it was random, some security feed or someone messing around. But then I noticed the front door, the railing, the light above the porch. And that's when it hit me. I wasn't watching some random house. I was looking at mine. And then the viewer count started going up. Part 1. At that point, I should have closed it. Honestly, that would have been the normal reaction. See something weird, exit out, forget about it. But I didn't. Because something about the camera felt wrong. It wasn't just showing the house. It was positioned intentionally. Like whoever set it up knew exactly what they wanted to see. The front door, the driveway, the windows, everything. I leaned in a little closer to my screen, trying to figure out where the camera was even placed. It wasn't from the street. The angle was too clean, too centered. And it wasn't from a neighbor's place either. It was lower than that. Closer. Like it was on my property. That thought alone made my stomach drop a bit. I sat there for a second, just staring at it, trying to convince myself I was wrong, that it just looked similar, that I was overthinking it. But then the porch light flickered, just once. And I felt it immediately. That wasn't a coincidence, because my porch light does that sometimes. It's loose wiring. I've been meaning to fix it for months. And seeing it happen on that stream, there was no denying it anymore. That was my house. I remember looking away from the screen for a second, just to ground myself. Like if I broke eye contact, it wouldn't feel as real. But when I looked back, the viewer count had jumped. It was sitting at 4,200, then 4,300. Then it kept climbing, slowly, steadily, like people were joining on purpose, watching. I frowned and moved my cursor across the screen. There wasn't much to interact with, no profile, no username. No chat box at first, just the video, and that number. Then, a small panel slid open on the side. Chat. Messages started appearing one by one. At first, they didn't make sense, just random lines. Is this tonight? He's late. Thought it was earlier. I felt that same unease creeping back in, because they weren't reacting to the video. They were talking about something else, something scheduled. I kept reading. More messages popped up, faster now. Wait, he's there. He's actually there. My chest tightened a bit. I didn't like the way that sounded, like they were talking about me. But that didn't make sense. I hadn't done anything. I was just sitting there, watching. Then a new message came in, and this one felt different. It just said, "Check the window." I froze, didn't move, didn't even breathe properly for a second, because there are a lot of windows in my house, and I suddenly became very aware of all of them. I slowly turned my head, just slightly, toward the living room window beside me. Dark. Nothing there. I let out a small breath, shook my head. This is stupid, I muttered to myself. Just people messing around, trolling. They can't see me. There's no way they can see me, right? I looked back at the screen. More messages, faster now. Not that one. Other side, upstairs. My stomach dropped because I hadn't looked upstairs yet. And they knew that. I stared at the screen, trying to make sense of it, trying to find any logical explanation. But my eyes kept drifting back to the stream, to the house, to my house. Everything looked normal. Front door closed, lights on, nothing moving, until something changed. Upstairs, in the window, a shadow. Just barely visible at first, like someone standing just out of the light. I leaned closer, squinting, trying to see it clearly, and then it moved. Slow, deliberate, stepping just enough into the light that I could see the outline. A person, standing in my upstairs hallway, inside my house. I felt my entire body go cold. Because I wasn't upstairs, I was right here, which meant someone else was in my house, and they were on camera, live, for thousands of people watching. The chat exploded. Messages flying too fast to read. There, told you. He sees it. He sees it. I pushed my chair back hard, the legs scraping loudly against the floor. My eyes darted from the screen to the stairs across the room. Dark. Completely dark. No movement. No sound. But that didn't matter anymore, because I had already seen it. And so had everyone else. I looked back at the stream one more time. The figure was still there, standing in the window, not moving, just watching. Then, a new message appeared in the chat, slower than the others, almost like it was meant for me to read. You're not alone. You're not alone. I read it twice. Didn't even realize I was doing it. Just staring at those words like they might change if I looked away long enough. But they didn't. They stayed there, buried under the flood of messages, but still visible, still meant for me. My eyes moved slowly back to the stream. The figure upstairs hadn't moved, still standing in the window, still just watching. And then the camera shifted. Not a cut, not a glitch. It actually moved. Smooth, controlled. Like someone had picked it up and turned it. My stomach dropped instantly. Because that meant one thing: this wasn't a fixed camera. Someone was holding it. The view slowly pulled away from the house. The front door slipped out of frame. The yard disappeared. And then it tilted slightly and started moving forward toward the house. Every step was steady, measured, deliberate. Like whoever was behind that camera wasn't in a rush. Like they knew exactly where they were going. The chat exploded again. Yes, finally, go. Go inside. I felt my breathing start to pick up. Short, uneven. Because now it wasn't just watching anymore. It was approaching my house. I looked away from the screen for a second and toward my front door. Still closed, still locked. Exactly how I left it. But that didn't matter, because the stream was real. And whatever was on that camera was outside, right now. I grabbed my phone off the desk and opened my security app. Front door camera loaded instantly. And for a second, Everything looked normal. Empty porch, no one there. I frowned, looked back at the stream, still moving, still getting closer. Then it hit me. The angle. The stream wasn't coming from the front. It was coming from the side of the house. Where I didn't have a camera, my chest tightened. I switched feeds. Backyard, nothing. Driveway, nothing. Which meant they were in the blind spot, watching, moving, getting closer. The stream reached the side of the house. The camera slowed, then stopped. For a second, nothing happened. Just a view of the siding, the edge of a window, dark, still. The chat started again, slower this time, like everyone was waiting. Do it. He's inside. He doesn't know. My grip tightened on my phone. My eyes flicked toward the hallway, then back to the screen. The camera tilted upward, slowly, until the upstairs window came back into view. The same one, the same figure, still standing there. But this time, it moved. Not much, just enough. Its head turned, and even through the grainy, green-tinted image, I could tell. It wasn't looking outside anymore. It was looking down, toward the camera, toward whoever was filming. The chat went insane. He sees you. Move. Go, go, go. And then, the screen jolted. The camera dropped slightly, like whoever was holding it adjusted their grip. And suddenly the view changed again. Closer now. Right up against the house, right below that window. I leaned forward without realizing it, heart pounding in my ears. Because I knew what was about to happen. I just didn't want to admit it. The camera lifted, slowly, carefully, peeking over the edge of the window frame, and for a split second, everything lined up. The inside of my upstairs hallway, the figure, and the camera, face to face. The figure didn't react, didn't move, just stood there, like it had been waiting for that exact moment. Then, the screen cut to black, just for a second. The chat froze, no messages, no movement, nothing. And then, a new feed appeared. Different angle, different room. I felt my stomach drop again before my brain even caught up, because I recognized it immediately. My living room, my couch, my table, everything. The camera was inside now. My eyes snapped away from the screen and toward the actual room around me. Everything looked the same. Nothing out of place. No movement. No sound. But the stream said otherwise. On the screen, the camera was positioned in the corner of the room, high up, looking down, like it had been there the entire time, watching, recording, waiting. And in that feed, I was there, sitting at my desk, staring at my laptop, exactly like I was right now. My chest tightened so hard it actually hurt, because that meant there wasn't just someone outside. There wasn't just someone upstairs. There was already a camera in here, with me. The chat came back instantly, faster than before. There he is. Told you. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. I stopped breathing. Completely. Because I hadn't moved. I hadn't turned. I didn't want to. Every instinct in my body was screaming at me not to. But the messages kept coming. Faster, louder, more aggressive. Turn around. He's right there. Do it. Do it. Do it. My hands tightened on the edge of the desk, my eyes locked onto the screen, because in the stream, something moved behind me. Just slightly. A shift in the darkness, barely visible, but enough. Enough to know I wasn't alone, and whatever was behind me was already inside. I didn't turn around. I couldn't. Every part of me was locked in place. Hands gripping the edge of the desk, eyes glued to the screen like it was the only thing keeping me grounded. Because if I turned, it wouldn't just be on the screen anymore. It would be real. The chat kept moving, faster, more aggressive. Turn around. He's right there. Do it. Look. I could feel something behind me. Not a sound. Not movement I could point to. Just that feeling. That instinct that tells you someone is standing too close. Watching. Waiting. My breathing got shallow. Slow. Controlled. Like if I stayed quiet enough. Still enough. It might not notice me. On the screen, I was still sitting there. Frozen. But behind me, the shadow moved again, clearer this time, shifting slightly to the side, like it was adjusting its position, getting closer. The chat exploded. Too close. He knows. Look now. Turn around. I swallowed hard, my throat dry, heart pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. And then, something changed. On the stream, the camera angle, it zoomed, slightly, tighter on me, and whatever was behind me, like someone was focusing, making sure everyone could see. My hands tightened even more, because now I could see it better. A shape, tall, just behind my chair, close enough that if I leaned back even a little, I'd touch it. But I didn't. I stayed perfectly still, because part of me still believed, if I didn't acknowledge it, it wasn't real. Then, the messages stopped. All at once. No new lines, no movement, just silence. The viewer count kept climbing, 5,000, 5,200, 5,500. But the chat was completely still, like everyone was holding their breath, waiting, watching. And then, one message appeared. Slow, alone. You waited too long. I felt something shift behind me, closer. This time, I heard it, a faint sound, right behind my ear, breathing. Not loud, not aggressive, just there. I shut my eyes, tight, for a second, 2 seconds, trying to think, trying to decide. Run, turn, stay still. Nothing felt right, nothing felt safe. Then, on the screen, I saw my hand move, just slightly, but I hadn't moved. My eyes snapped open, locked back onto the stream, because in the video, I was moving. Slowly, my head tilting to the side, my shoulders shifting, like I was about to turn, but in reality, I hadn't moved at all, not even an inch. My chest tightened, hard, because that meant the stream wasn't showing what was happening. It was showing what was about to happen. The message appeared instantly. He's going to look. I shook my head, quietly, under my breath. No. But my body started moving. Not by choice. My fingers twitched first, then my shoulder. Slow, forced, like something else was controlling it. I tried to stop it, tried to lock myself in place again. But it didn't work. My head started turning just slightly. The stream followed perfectly. Exactly the same movement. Exactly the same angle. Like it was guiding me. My breathing broke. Fast now, panicked. Because I wasn't in control anymore. I was just following. My eyes flicked to the screen one last time, and I saw it clearly. The thing behind me. Not just a shadow, not just a shape. A person. Standing right behind my chair. Close enough that I could see its face in the reflection of the screen. But something about it was wrong. The proportions, the way it stood. Too still, too perfect. Like it wasn't breathing, like it wasn't even alive. The message appeared again. Look! And I did. I turned. Fully, fast, like something snapped inside me. And for the first time, I saw it. Standing there, right behind me, exactly where it was on the screen. Same height, same shape, same stillness. But up close, it was worse. Its face was blank, not empty, not missing features, just wrong, like it didn't belong. Like it had been copied from something human, but not correctly. We stared at each other for a second, maybe two, and then it smiled. Slow, wide, too wide. The lights cut out instantly. Everything dropped into darkness. My laptop screen went black. The room disappeared. Sound vanished. I couldn't see anything. Couldn't hear anything. Just my own breathing. Loud, panicked, echoing in the dark. Then, the screen flickered back on. The stream was still running. But now, the camera was closer. Right in front of my face. And I wasn't there anymore. My chair, empty. The room, still. No movement, no sign of me. The chat came back instantly, exploding. Where did he go? Rewind. No way. Again. My heart dropped, because I was still there. I was standing, right in front of my desk, looking at the screen. But on the stream, I was gone, completely, like I had never been there at all. The viewer count jumped again. 6,000. 6,500. Climbing faster now, more people joining, watching. I took a step back, slow, careful. The floor creaked under my foot. And on the stream, nothing changed. No sound, no movement, no reaction. It didn't register me at all. I wasn't part of it anymore. Another message appeared. You're off camera now. My chest tightened, because that meant whatever that thing was, wasn't. The screen flickered again, and for a split second, just one frame, I saw it. Standing where I had been, sitting in my chair, looking at the screen, watching. The feed cut to black. Everything disappeared. No chat, no viewer count. Nothing. Just a blank screen. I stood there in the dark, not moving, not breathing properly, waiting for something, anything, to happen. But nothing did. After a few minutes, I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight. The room looked normal, exactly the same as before. Chair, desk, laptop, everything in place, like nothing had happened. But I knew better. I stepped closer to the desk, slowly, reached out, and touched the chair, still warm. I pulled my hand back, and that's when I saw it. The laptop screen, still on, not black anymore, just dim, and on it, a new page, a dark interface. Same style as before, same layout. But now, there was a title at the top in small white text. It read, "Live New Feed." Under it, a viewer count, climbing slowly, and below that, a video window. I stared at it, not wanting to, but unable to look away, because this time, the camera wasn't outside. It wasn't in my house. It wasn't in any room I recognized. It was somewhere else. Dark, empty. Concrete walls, no windows, no doors. Just a single chair in the center of the room. And in that chair, someone sitting, head down, still, not moving. The chat started filling again. Where is that? Who is that? Turn the light on. I leaned closer, slowly, trying to see the face, trying to understand what I was looking at, and then the person in the chair moved, just slightly. Their head lifted, slow, controlled, until they were looking directly into the camera, and I felt everything in my chest just collapse. Because it was me. The exact same clothes, the exact same face, staring straight ahead, expression empty, like nothing was behind the eyes. The message appeared instantly. "You're live now." The viewer count jumped. 7,000, 7,500. Climbing faster. The chat exploded, and I didn't move. I didn't react. I just stood there, watching myself, sit in that chair, on a stream I couldn't close, and somewhere in the back of my mind, one thought kept repeating, over and over. I wasn't watching anymore. I was the one being watched. If you made it this far, you probably wouldn't have opened it either. Make sure you subscribe, because these stories don't end here. And tell me in the comments, what would you have done? Just remember, some things don't stay on the screen.